Hey guys, we are back. O2Shan GVG Guy, Burst, Gal, Science Experiment Time, myself and Ari.
Hi.
In the background they're recording. We are now going to be participating in an experiment to separate a mixture of sand and salt. So this is an interesting experiment. I've never done it before. I'm just curious how we're gonna have sand and possibly salt in the same mixture and separate those two. It's not like it's oil and water. So if you have all these tiny particles, and you're putting them together, how do you separate the two? We shall find out. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. All right, let's go. All right, so first step is to tell you what ingredients you're gonna need. So you're gonna need 2 beakers, a 100 milliliter beaker and a 250 milliliter beaker. You're gonna need some sand. You also can use kitty litter. It's an acceptable substitute, but you can't use the kind that clumps. Of course, you can go to Hobby Lobby or some type of hobby store and find some sand. We got this for maybe $1 or $2, and it's a good amount of sand, 1.5 pounds. Very cool there. Okay, you're gonna need table salt. Probably already have that lying around. A funnel. Okay, we got our funnel. You're gonna need some water. Of course, you can use tap water. We have distilled water here. You're gonna need filter paper. So you can use a coffee maker filter, or that's probably the best thing, a coffee maker filter, but we have a filter here. A stirring rod, you could just use a spoon. You don't necessarily need a rod. You need a teaspoon, handy dandy teaspoon. A heat source, a stove or alcohol burner, and your handy dandy safety goggles. All right, so that's what you'll need. Are you ready? Can this mixture be separated? You think it can be?
Yes.
All right. Don't tell me you were cheating. You didn't read ahead, did you?
No, I did.
Some of the stuff. All right, so first what we're gonna do is pour a teaspoon of sand and a teaspoon of salt into the 100 milliliter beaker. So teaspoon of sand, teaspoon of salt into the 100 milliliter beaker. I see Yoshi's head. That was hilarious. Teaspoon of sand and teaspoon of salt.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, having some complications here, but it's all okay. Alright.
Is that good?
Looks good to me. Teaspoon sand, done.
That sand is very sparkly.
Oh, it's very sparkly, I like it. It's like gold. Teaspoon of salt. It's good. Pop it on in there, alright. Alright.
Spilled.
So it says, use your stirring rod to mix them. So use that spoon, mix them around pretty good. You can see there that, you can see the difference between the salt and the sand. They're not gonna combine, so that's good. Just got some white and gold particles in there. All right, and it says, at this point you have a mixture of sand and salt in your beaker. The molecules of sand, which is SiO2, do not combine with the molecules of salt, NaCl, in any way. These two different types of molecules simply occupy the same general space for now. All right, one way you could accomplish separation, it says, would be to use fine tweezers and powerful magnifying glass. If you looked at the mixture through the magnifying glass, you could see little grains of salt. So you could separate them, of course, physically, but that would take a million years. And it's very tedious. So to speed up the procedure, you would use a different method. Remember that in a mixture, the individual molecules still retain their own unique properties. One property of salt is that it dissolves in water. However, sand does not. We would use this property to separate them. Okay, interesting. So now we're gonna add about 25 milliliters of water to the mixture and use your stirring rod to mix it. So you'll probably want to put it in here. Put it in your 250 milliliter beaker. No, not that there.
What?
Put your.
Put the water in there and then.
It's just, so this one has 50, so just do half of that. So right below the 50. Okay? Alright, it's having some difficulties. Alright, so once you have 25 milliliters, let me see. Pour a little tiny bit out. Yeah, pour it into the sink. Just a little tiny bit. Okay. And then you're gonna pour it into the mixture. Or slowly pouring. Yep, as long as it's about half, you're good. All right, so we're gonna pour that in to our mixture. And we're gonna stir that around. So of course the salt is gonna dissolve in the water. And the sand is just gonna stay separate. So the sand does not dissolve in water. As you see when you go to the ocean. Alright, that's good. Need you a napkin? There's one right over there. Alright, so if we look at this, I'll pick it up for you. Again, you'll see the water and just the sand, so the salt is dissolving. Okay. So far, not too exciting, but we're going to continue on. As Ari writes her observations. Look how focused she is. I'm so focused that I'm writing my observations. I'm a scientist. I deal with molecular. All right. So we are on the next page. Maybe. Oh, my hand's too dry. All right, here we go. To filter your mixture so that the salt water will separate from the sand, first fold a circle of paper as shown below. So I'll just show it to you just in case you guys are following along. You're gonna fold it in half and then in half again. And then you're gonna open it. Let me scroll in so you guys can see. So fold in half, half again, and then open. And we're gonna have our triangle. So we're gonna make ourselves a little funnel filter. Oh my goodness. Hold on, Ariana is just, so you got boom, boom, bam, now you just open it. There you go. Just gonna hold it like a triangle.
Look.
Uh-oh.
Let me show you.
Kayla's here to help.
What you do?
Is you open it and you hold it, and you push these two in and push that.
It will just look like a cone. It's not supposed to be perfect.
It just looks like a cone.
Yeah, like that. Just open it.
There's open at the top.
Yeah,
Check it out.
there you go. Boom. All right, so place the resulting cone of filter paper in the funnel. So you're just gonna put it in here. Look at Ari. Can you show us how you did that again?
You just open
All right,
up
you had it in the
side.
triangle. You open up the side. Oh, okay, cool. So you're gonna put that in the funnel. All right, so that goes in the funnel. And to retain its shape, you're gonna wet it with some water. So go over to the sink and you're gonna wet that paper with water so it can retain that shape. No. Go over to the sink. She wants to stick her finger in the distilled water that I wanna drink later.
You won't
Which is
drink
gross.
that.
It's a little
Just
bit.
go over it. Don't like, done.
All right, well, more than that.
What is
You
that?
good? All right, so now hold the funnel above the empty 250 milliliter beaker so that anything falling through the funnel will go into the beaker. Pour the mixture of water, salt, and sand into the filter. Make sure the water level never rises above the top of the filter. So be careful so it doesn't overflow. Hold on, not over there. Still reading. Already tried to jump me. In addition, for best results, try to pour off just the liquid first and leave the majority of the sand in your beaker. As the liquid filters through the paper, we're gonna see it fall into the 250 milliliter beaker, okay? We're gonna continue that process in the beaker, including the sand, until everything, including the sand, has been poured into the funnel. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. All right, you ready? Water, see if you can get the water first. Ew, looks nasty. So, how's your day going?
Now we wait.
So once all the liquid has been filtered through the paper, this may take a while, rinse the 100 milliliter beaker with 10 milliliters of water. Interesting. And dump it into the filtered paper. Allow all of the liquid to drain. All right. All right. This is a blast. I'm glad if you hold it down like that, it's gonna take longer. Yep. Because that water will come up to the bottom of the cone and cause a backlog.
And that wouldn't be good.
It would be horrible.
Because it would take longer.
It would take long. This is fun. We should do this every day. Do. All right, this is fun. Good thing is you don't have much water left, do you? No, in the beaker.
Oh, no.
I think what's happening now is some of that sand, of course, is, as you see in there, blocking the hole a little bit. But it's working. So if you look down below, of course, you see some water in the beaker. And presumably, of course, we won't know until the experiment's done, that should be the salt and the water. So right now you just have the separation taking place. You're diluting, or not diluting, you're just separating the sand from the water. We're sifting through. And then what we're gonna do is once you have all of the water and the salt into the beaker and all of the sand in the cone, we're gonna boil the water to see if the salt is actually in there. If the salt is in the water, then you'll have some residue once everything boils off in our pot of just salt. And now you'll be back at the beginning. You'll have a separation of sand and your salt with no water. What a joy that will be. Look, already sleeping. Oh, I'm so tired. My hand's gonna fall off. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think that last little bit is actually going anywhere. So see if there's any, I would take the beaker, the 100 milliliter beaker, and see if you can dump. Yeah, just dump all that in there. Maybe not. Oh, and of course the sand's wet. Okay, that's fine. You're not doing all that. That's as long as the water is out. So, because our main purpose now is to, you can just put that inside. Yeah, bad idea. You can put that. How much water do we have? I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. If we have enough, we can go see. I think that's good. Of course, you can wait the entire time. You can just put that in the sink. All right, so now we're going to get a small pot and we're going to boil this water to see if the experiment worked and there's actually just salt left. So Ari's going to get a handy dandy pot. Pop it on the stove. You want to pour that in there? And turn that stove on. You put it on high. We're gonna boil this water out. So what should happen is we got our handy dandy gas stove here. This should boil off and we should see a white residue. Get a little bit more light. And it should be fairly fast. It's not like there's a ton of water in here. La-di-doo. Think it's gonna work?
Probably.
Probably. I would say so. It makes sense. Because if the salt actually dissolved into the water, Then when the water evaporates, you should have salt. That's what my brain tells me. Oh, you see something? Oh, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Interesting, you already see the salt like popping off, you see it? How cool is that? You see the salt all over the pan. It's like just turning right back into salt. That is, it's not like it wasn't salt. That is so cool. Turn back into a solid. Look at that. What? That's cool. That is very cool. Very, very cool. The salt is reforming. Look at that. It turned into nothing but salt. Look at that. You can't tell me that's not cool. Alright, we can turn the stove off. That is seriously cool. So experiment worked after I just burned my hand for touching the pot. So the salt separated back from Shan's running away. Back from the sand, so the separation occurred. So we combined the two first, right, Ariana? Mm-hmm. So the sand is over there. Bloop. And you see the sand way over there separated, and the salt is down back by itself. What do you think about the experiment?
It was cool.
That was very cool. I would say another one in the wing column. All right, guys, O2 and Shan GVG, Science Style. Me and Ari are over and out. Thanks for joining us. Sayonara.
Bye.